Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with easy homemade pastrami. That's right, I'm going to show you how to take an ordinary corned beef and turn it into pastrami in your home oven. And is it as good as real New York pastrami? Of course not. That's ridiculous. But it is very easy and tastes better than what you're going to get at a grocery store, okay? So step one, we're going to get our pastrami rubbed together, which is freshly ground black pepper, smoked paprika, ground coriander, some dry mustard, some white pepper, and some cayenne. All right, so we're going to mix that up, and as soon as that's mixed, just set that aside, and that is ready to go. All right, next I'm going to make a really simple, quick garlic oil. This is just some grapeseed oil with a couple crushed garlic cloves. All right, raw garlic. I just let that sit there for an hour, and it's perfect. You can pretty much use any neutral vegetable oil. All right, once that's ready, we're going to take a large piece of heavy-duty aluminum foil. I'm going to paint it with some of my garlic oil, and I'm going to lay down our corned beef. And this is your standard, already brined, ready-to-cook corned beef. All right, it has a side that's lean and a side that has a little fat cap on it. We're not going to trim it. All right, so step one here on the meat side, I'm going to brush that with a little bit of garlic oil, and I'm going to sprinkle our dry rub over generously. You're going to want to cover the surface. You're going to want to pat it in. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing with the fat side. And we also have to get the sides. So you should have plenty of rub. I want you to get all the sides, every nook and cranny, no matter how borderline inappropriate it may look or feel. All right, once our corned beef has been completely covered with the dry rub, we're going to start the wrapping process. So my fat side is up. I'm going to wrap that into a bundle like that. All right. I'm going to place another piece of foil down, flip it over so the seam is down, the fat side is down. I'm going to tightly wrap that into a bundle, just like I did the first time. I'm going to place that on a piece of foil. All right, I'm going to wrap it. Now remember, the fat side inside there is down. So when I wrap this one, I'm going to flip it over so the seam is down and the fat side inside is up. So bottom line, you're going to wrap it 3 times in heavy-duty foil. Ideally, the fat side, when it goes into the oven, is up. Once that's been wrapped, I'm going to put that in a baking dish, and that's going to go in a low oven. 225 degrees for a long time. How long? 6 hours. Oh yeah, I'm not kidding. So set your timer, 225. 6 hours later, take it out. I let mine cool down for a few hours to room temperature. I put it in a bag and I refrigerated it overnight. I highly recommend you refrigerate it overnight. It's way easier to work with cold as far as slicing. All right, next day, I'm ready to unwrap and rock and roll. And there we go. Looks pretty awesome. It is a little wet. Okay, now you're certainly welcome to start slicing this and making sandwiches, but I like to do this. I put it on a sheet pan with a little bit of foil. You should have a little bit of dry rub left. I sprinkle that on, just a little touch. I set my broiler to high, and I place this about 6-8 inches underneath the heat, and I just broil the surface for about 3 or 4 minutes just to sort of dry it off and give it that nice finished look. So that's optional, but I recommend it. All right, once that's done, I go over to the cutting board and I start slicing my pastrami. By the way, you can trim as much fat out of there as you want. I think you should keep some, though. It's an important flavor component when you heat this up. Now, you can eat this cold, just like that, but that would make you insane. Because what you want to do is put a pan on low heat, put some slices in there, give it a few drips of water, and just slowly warm that. And what we're looking for is, see that fat? See how it starts out white and then it kind of turns translucent? And it gives up some of the fat, that's done. All right? You just want it heated through, and I'm pretty sure you know the rest. We're going to throw this on some rye, mustard, highly recommended, and don't be shy. I'm going to place that on there. I'm going to cut this in half, and look at that. Of course, don't forget the pickle. That's mandatory. All right? I'm going to bite into this, and you can see just how awesome that is. Tender, incredibly aromatic, fairly spicy. That black pepper just punches you right in the nose. That little hint of smokiness from the paprika, simulating the smoking of the brisket, which is how traditional pastrami is made, of course. And there you go. Quick and easy, homemade pastrami using a corned beef. So I hope you give this a try. Head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.